Good morning. Welcome to the little black box with my head in it. And it is quite early. I just woke up a little while ago. I was having a hell of a migraine. I don't know if I had some food poisoning or something. I was just not feeling good. I'm still not feeling very well. And I guess that's kind of relevant, you know. I wanted to make a video about healthcare. Because what would Jesus do about healthcare? Like, you really have to fucking ask. What time is it? It is 3:32 in the morning. Oh, excuse me. It is 3:33. Yeah, that works real well. 3:33 in the morning. And that's my wife's phone. Put that back on. So, yeah, not feeling well. 3:33 in the morning. What would Jesus do about healthcare? That seems appropriate. Can't plan this shit out any better. First of all, let me be sarcastic. So, healthcare. What to do about healthcare? You remember in the Bible, yeah, Republicans, the holier than thou Christians, talking to you sarcastically. You remember in the Bible where it says, concerning the sick and lame, hoard all your money into health savings accounts. And tell Caesar he can't have any of it because it's your health savings account. That's what it says in the Bible. Clearly, the intent of the words concerning the sick, lame, and otherwise in need of compassion. Oh yeah, that's what Jesus would want you to do. A fucking health savings account. Okay. Since apparently people don't realize that Republicans, not Republican, when I say Republicans, I'm not talking about the people who vote Republican, okay? If I'm talking about Trump supporters, I'll fucking talk about Trump supporters. When I speak about Republicans, I'm speaking about the actual fucking Republicans in Congress and shit, okay? Those fucking people. What you need to realize, or in case you haven't realized, that Republicans are essentially exactly what they make you accuse people of being. That is, they're basically a bunch of fake news people and paid protesters. Literally, Republicans all work for somebody. Republicans are the most corrupt fucks there are. And no amount of little welfare bullshit scheme can ever compare to the amount of money, the amount of power, the amount of corruption that these people are into. And, you know, the whole Tea Party thing got usurped by the insurance-paid Dick Army movement. And that's by and large where we got to today, or how we got to where we are today. Um, turn the TV off. Stop distracting me. So, what Republicans have done, you know, historically, has not just been bring home the pork for your district and that kind of shit. It's been falling in lockstep with big money political action groups that push an agenda that's contrary to the interest of American people. Now, when Democrats get together, I'm not talking about left wing fucking people. Democrats, when centrist people, just Americans who, made good grades in school and believe in fucking what they learned in civics class, like Americans, when they pool their resources together and form political action committees, it's usually based on a desire to protect America, protect our values, to protect each other, okay? To actually do what Jesus said you should do. Gotta speak in third person so I don't sound crazy. Ain't that a bitch? I know it never gets old, the analogy there. Anyway, so the reason why Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act, doesn't work isn't because of the language of the bill. Okay, while there's a couple things that I'm sure Bonnie Frank, the author of the bill, could tell you that in retrospect should be fixed, or better said, more accurately said, that they should not have compromised with Republicans on. Okay. If you just fix those couple of things, you'd have a much more viable bill. All right. Now, to understand why this compromise had to be met and why there couldn't be like what are they calling it? Obamacare light, right? Where you have the medical savings accounts plus tax credits, okay, without any sort of mandate, without the pre-existing well, I'm sure they're going to try to find a way to keep the pre-existing conditions coverage because, well, it just sounds too good and they can't, they're Republicans are always more afraid against they're always more afraid of a slogan than they are of actually hurting people. Okay? It doesn't matter how many fucking people they'll hurt. But if it's a slogan, something that can be rhetorically recited that they know people will remember, oh, they get fucking scared. That's why they like to say things like death panels. There's no factual basis behind it, but it's a fucking slogan. Okay, that's the terms in which they think. You want to talk about being tired of politics? Vote Democrat. Okay, and when sleazy fucking Democrats show up, understand that your Hillary Clinton types are the people that, if you were working with them in class back in grade school and shit, and you cheated in your group, they would tell on their own group. I know because I vote Democrat and I would tell on my own group. I did tell on my own group on more than one occasion. But unlike most, nerdy little boys who would tell on their own group, I was always the tallest person in my class. So bully's usual habits didn't go very well around me. Which is, why we're here. I don't know if I told this story before, but it's a random story that just comes to mind. Um, and oh god, that fucking bitch she was Russian. She was a fucking teacher, a white Russian immigrant teacher in the fucking ghetto at Sharpstown Middle or High School. I think it was high school. Sharpstown High School in Houston, okay? Tiger Lily is playing on the empty pizza boxes. I can't get that with the backwards camera. So. Okay. Excuse me. Squirrel. So, I'm in this math class. I think it was. I didn't stay at that school for but like 6 months out of that year. Went to Sharpstown Middle before. I think it was either Algebra 1 or Geometry. I'm really not sure what class it is. Okay, so this math class in Sharpstown High School. And there's this kid who's just not like white trash, but like kind of Forrest Gumpish, okay? And there wasn't a whole lot of white kids in this school, maybe 2 or 3 per class that I was in. And I wasn't sticking up for him because he was a white kid, but he was getting picked on mostly because he was a white kid. And this teacher didn't write up the bully who was picking on the kid. She wrote up me for sticking up for the kid. I didn't use any profanity. I didn't get violent. I wasn't loud. All I said was, "Excuse me, do you do this so you can go home and masturbate to your memories of it later?" You're picking on another boy. And that fucking straightened his ass out really quick. Because everybody laughed at him. But I'm the one who got in trouble. Because I used a term that I learned in sex ed class. In Houston. At Chancellor Elementary. Fuck's sake, I think. Oh, I shouldn't be like saying that many damn different schools I went to. But you'll never know when I went there because I don't remember either. Uh, like I moved back and forth to Houston from other places, so it's like fucking a catastrophic clusterfuck of blurrydom. Dingo, can I put my feet right there? Thank you. Okay. Why don't you go lay down by the door? He's getting old. He wakes up, he just like starts like kind of almost scratching himself. He just winds up scratching the air for a couple seconds, and he like hobbles off like one leg, still trying to scratch himself. All right, so yeah, Russian algebra teacher wrote me up for sticking up for a bully using a normal term. And like, the fact of the matter is, this bitch was tolerating bullying up until that point. How many, if you've ever encountered a Russian teacher or doctor or other, official type person, someone who's, in a position that they can influence your life, that just didn't sit right with you? I want to know. Hit me up on Twitter or put it up in the comments. And maybe, Joey or Emily get around to proving it or whatever. To all the trolls who think they can annoy me by, you know, whatever it is y'all do these days, I don't pay attention to you. I don't have any need to. I have volunteers that answer that shit for me, or just delete it for me, or if they think it's, something I'll have fun replying to. Yeah, which, by the way, if you ever want to see somebody really just get torn a new asshole by somebody with a keyboard on their phone and knows how to use it, oh yeah, go and look in my comment section. Cause I don't really hold back on trolls. I wind up replying to trolls before I've had my coffee. Just waking up in the morning, have my first shit. What the fuck is this dude saying? I don't even remember what I say, but I know it's hilarious. Anyway. So, the teacher didn't like the word masturbate. She preferred, people being bullied in her classroom right in front of her. I mean, right the fuck in front of her. Obvious, like, kid was being threatened. Okay? Like, the other kid would stand up in front of the fucking guy, and the teacher wouldn't fucking say nothing. Right? Like all, like, you know. Well, he didn't moo at him. He's not a dairy cow. Moo. I'm a chicken. Moo. Okay. Healthcare. Yes. Mental health care is what you need if you're a chicken and you say moo. And let's just call that a segue and move the fuck on. So fuck was I talking about with the? Yeah. So really with the fucking medical savings accounts. Um, Here's the reason why that works, because I don't have any kind of fucking savings account. Poor people don't have savings account. I don't know if you know. And the reason why a tax credit won't work is because literally that's just the worst kind of handout situation. That's what people complaining about Obamacare try to kind of label it as in order to legitimately argue against it, which you can make a legitimate argument against that conceptualization of Obamacare. But the reason why, the Affordable Care Act works is because of the mandate. It's a tax. Okay, it's a healthcare tax. And when Caesar comes and builds roads and hospitals and sewer systems and schools, it's very right and goodly to give him the percentage of your earnings that he has calculated will help pay for your district of the empire. Oh. I'm explaining this in old terms so you understand what render unto Caesar, what is Caesar's, actually fucking means. And in addition to the obvious right choice as far as Christianity goes, in having a penalty tax on people who don't think they need health care to pay for those who need health care but cannot afford it. I lost my train of thought. In addition to that, you have the penalty. I'm still trying to remember what the fuck I was going to say. God damn it. Like, if you think I have a third wall, you are sorely mistaken. If I was actually using notes, I would be much more fluid with what I'm speaking about. Need more coffee. Coffee. Like an odd time to be waking up right now. All right. So, still don't remember what I was going to say. I could pause it and just take my time, but I'm gonna let you sit there and watch me twitch for a minute while I actually try to remember this shit instead of being one of those YouTubers that clips everything. Did you ever notice how some of the people who clip what they say still wind up saying really stupid shit? And it's like, really, you edited that? That's still the best you could do? Sorry, moving on. All right, so not only should you render under Caesar's what is Caesar's as far as healthcare goes, blah blah blah. But oh yeah, I was gonna make another analogy. In answering what I saw debated on The View, and I've seen debated a couple other times, is the comparison to automobile insurance. Oh, but this is what Republicans answered. When it comes to automobiles, you're liable for other people. You're liable for damage that you cause to other people. So when you get sick, you've never heard of, like, that posing a risk to other people? Does the fucking word contagious ring a bell? Oh. So, national security. All right. Let's just say a bioweapon is deployed against the United States. Do you want a bunch of people with or without health insurance? Do you want a bunch of people who can say, oh, I'm fucking not feeling good, I should go immediately to the doctor? Or do you want them to say to their children, we can't afford a doctor, honey. You're going to have to go to school? Do you want them showing up to work with you? Do you want them showing up to your place of business that you own? You want them coming in contact with your children, with your customers, with your friends? No. You want that poor ass immigrant dock worker to have fucking health insurance. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And you should give Caesar what Caesar has determined it costs to do so. And stop bitching about what the Bible tells you not to bitch about so that you can focus on things like, oh, government transparency and seeing where that money's actually going. Ding, ding, ding. Because the fact of the matter is, Republicans cannot propose a better version of a compromise bill. They can't do it. You cannot come up with a better plan than the Affordable Care Act that makes everybody happy. Okay? And the reason why is because of the very fucking people who this compromise was designed to make happy just couldn't put away a little bit of their fucking greed, okay? This is about greed. This is about greedy fucking people. And greedy people are always represented by the Republicans. Everything about every one of their policies, except for abortion, is about greed, okay? And the only reason why they mention abortion is to blind you to all their greedy shit. So, anyways, the reason why you cannot come up with a better bill is because of the penalty, is because of the tax. That needs to be there. Otherwise, it is a fucking it's a handout, okay? And the reason why it's been sabotaged is because Republican governors, including Bobby Jindal in Louisiana, the one we got rid of recently, just started shutting down everything that coalesced to make the Affordable Care Act work. That is, like charity hospitals and that kind of thing, local little clinics and stuff. And now the Republicans say that they want to rely solely on that. Meanwhile, if stuff is going on anything like it's been going on here and in other Republican states, those facilities are all going to have to be fucking rebuilt, reopened at great cost. I mean, the fact of the matter is, the only thing that could fix Obamacare is the exact opposite of what the insurance pocketed Republicans would ever want to do, which is get tougher on insurance companies. This whole idea of allowing them to compete in different states is absolute bullshit. They're already allowed, okay? But the way the law currently stands is that they have to meet requirements by certain states to be able to sell insurance in those states. And if those requirements make their bottom line too marginal, they just don't choose to. Okay, so basically we're back to the whole idea of a dictatorship again, where essentially to get the impression that he's selling to people of competition of multiple insurance companies in your state wanting to sell you stuff, he's going to have to either do a federal overreach of states' rights, or he's going to be doing something which is effectively a command economy. Okay, that is telling private corporations, insurance companies, what they have to do. Now, there's a difference between the executive officer who is paid by the Congress to implement the Congress's laws, being a dictator, and the Congress passing a law and requiring something of corporations as a regulatory body, which they are. They are the ones who are supposed to pass laws like this. Okay? The executive branch can only write regulations that affect corporations where human lives are concerned. Okay? Not for the financial gain or benefit of the government. That's preposterous. Okay? But you have a situation in which if he could, he would make an executive order that would limit Obamacare, thus costing American lives. And again, is there anything that Republicans do that doesn't benefit Russia? And I'm not talking about the direct, but they're strong on the military. Okay. Being outwardly, overtly, publicly strong on the military is not what you want to do when faced with enemies like Russia or Islam. Okay? Speak softly and carry a big stick. Perhaps if you drove Hondas, you'd understand. You know, Hondas aren't for people who are compensating. Dun 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 pancakes. Dun 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 dun. I think the video's over. Hit the little thumbs up button if you don't mind. My hand's going numb from holding the phone. So I sang you a song. Goodbye.